Well, good morning and welcome to Stroke of Genius Podcast Survivor Experience. Actually, I'm changing it to Survival Experience. Today, I want to raise awareness. I want to talk about something I don't hear talked about much out there, and that's the ripple effect of stroke. So let's get to it.
The Stroke of Genius podcast, hosted by brain aneurysm and stroke survivor Aaron Avila, sharing the experiences of survivors and CEOs. This is your destination for inspiration.
Well, good morning and welcome to Stroke of Genius Podcast Survival Experience. I'm your host, Aaron Avila. In today's podcast, I want to talk about what I call the ripple effect of stroke. It's a part of stroke that really doesn't get much attention. My intention is to give it attention. Bring your attention to the ripple effect of stroke. So many times, the focus really on me or on the stroke survivor themselves. But really, the impact is far reaching than that. The people that are probably the most impacted outside me is our spouses, our family members. Those are really what I call the ripple effect of stroke. I want to raise awareness to them that yes, I have physically had stroke. I physically had a brain aneurysm stroke, but my wife, my son, our spouses, our children are really the ripple or effect or the fallout stroke. They are a type of stroke survivor. If you read my blog this morning, you know that what our spouses go through, what our children go through. It's just they are a type of stroke survivor, in my opinion. There's so many resources out there for the stroke survivor themselves, but not as many resources for the family members of the stroke survivor. And Stroke TV is media is going to be trying to do more and more of that as we go on. But I really want to bring a light to the fact that we as stroke survivors have the obvious impact of stroke. I personally have been in wheelchair for 12 years. I'm half paralyzed. I have a speech deficit. But in all reality, I really want to encourage you, if you've not read my blog I wrote about the show, you need to read it. And I'll put a link in the description so you can read it. I encourage you to read the blog prior to watching this show. The main thing is I want people to realize out there's far more cataclysmic, catastrophic, life altering effect of stroke than just to me as a stroke survivor. It is far reaching. It reaches every family member, every friend in some way. And that is why I really, really have a heart for this show. Because I don't think that enough attention is paid to what I call the ripple effect of stroke. I have seen my wife over the last 12 years go through some traumatic, hard times. I've seen my son watch his dad go from being the man that can do most anything to the man that relies on everybody for everything. In fact, I encourage you to go to my blog and look at the very top, select and read my stroke from my son's point of view, because they give you more insight to the ripple effect of stroke. So how do we deal with this as a stroke survivor? I mean, me as a stroke survivor, I look at my family and it used to really, it still does. But within the beginning, I used to cry nonstop. At the, I felt guilty. I felt I was causing my wife and my son harm by having, not just having a stroke, but surviving the stroke. There was part of me during a time and early on that I sat there and went, it would have been better had I died than to stay alive putting them through this. And what I put them through is the ripple effect of stroke, the financial hardship, the lack of companionship that my wife has experienced with me being so disconnected and disabled. Watching my son, watch his dad go from everything to nothing, just terrible. So what I want you to do is please, if you're a medical person out there, a medical professional, have anything to do with a stroke, please come on my podcast. I'm to talk to you. I think we need to bring light to the stroke survivor and the the perpetrators, the spouses, the children, and help them to cope and to deal with stroke. Because I'm going to be working with Brain Aneurysm Foundation, the chief executive officer, and her name is God, she's gonna kill me just for throwing freaking name. Christine, oh goodness me. I have a memory deficit. I'm gonna be working with the Brain Aneurysm Foundation, and we're gonna be putting together what's called the Bridging the Gap Project. It's a video series that you can access, that any person can access around the world, that will give them from the time of stroke to they put you in the care at your door. And they bridge that gap from the hospital to your house. And we tend to bridge that gap. So watch for that search to come out soon. But part of that is dealing with the big subject I'm talking about today, which is the ripple effect. I can remember to this day, months after my being released from the hospital, going to wait in the line at the food bank, the free food bank, because stroke, what people don't realize, don't think much attention is given to. It absolutely decimates you and your family financially. So much more needs to be done to help those families that are just entering into stroke. Say their spouse just had a stroke not too long ago. I'm not sure if there's a foundation big enough right now to help financially help those people that go in stroke. And that's why Stroke of Genius podcast, Stroke TV Media, is going to be working with Brain Aneurysm Foundation to, to put on a video series that will help you cope with what stroke has done to your family and how you, as a ripple effect, can help, how we can help you. And I want to say, Don't just focus on supporting a stroke survivor like myself, but focus on our spouses, our children. That really is where the attention needs to be also. So let's take just the initial steps. A survivor, a person goes in and has a stroke. Now, here in the waiting room is the spouse, or it could be more normally it's the spouse in the waiting room has no idea what's happened to their other spouse just had a stroke. I'm not here to exclude the younger 20-some-year-old stroke survivor who's not even married yet, but I'm really here to focus on a married couple. But in all reality, here's a spouse in the waiting room in the ER. The other half has had a stroke. What do you do? What do you expect to happen? What can you? I was told I was going to die. In fact, I'm one of the few people you met that can honestly say I've been at my own funeral. I have been at my own funeral. They brought me into roll me into the, not what, roll me into this room. Told my family to all go say goodbye to me because I'm gonna die. That was 12 years ago. 12 years ago. And look, I'm here today. I now host two podcasts. I built Certain TV Media. I'm glad I'm alive. But again, the ripple effect is my wife and has been through absolute hell. She is a type of story survivor. You see, I believe not just stroke survivor is stroke survivor. I believe the spouse and the children are types of stroke survivors. They go through so much. I can remember within the first months of me coming up from my stroke from the hospital, can remember waiting in the food bank line. Now, mind you, I was self-employed for 12 years. Never felt like I had to go wait in line at free food bank. And as fast as I need strikes, I became a stroke survivor. And here now is my wife, me, waiting in the food line to get food that we can eat. Now, mind you, it wasn't just me, a stroke survivor. My wife was right by my side. She is the ripple effect of stroke. So our finances decimated. I'm crying because I feel responsible for her hardship. She had to sell her wedding ring. And here we are waiting in line. I want to draw attention, raise awareness to the spouse, to the children that are the types of stroke survivors. They need support. They need help. I'm sure TV media's not only trying to produce content, high quality content out there for others to consume, but we want to bring and raise awareness and to have you out there listening to the program help stroke and the ripple effect, the other types of stroke survivors, the spouses and children, family members of the stroke survivor. So here we are. I get admit, I've been now a stroke survivor for 12 years. For any of you out there that are newer stroke survivor, it does get easier. You learn to stabilize. You begin to stabilize years later. But in the beginning, stroke play wreaks havoc on a family. And I want to say to all you spouses that hang in there, like I would be dead by now if it was not for a wife. For all you spouses that hang in there with your other spouse that had the stroke, difficult as it may be, thank you. Thank you for being there for them. Because, I'm getting emotional, I want to cry. When you have a stroke, I think it for me, a stroke is where you feel alone. But what we're here to really draw attention to is my wife. Did not have stroke, but was affected by my stroke. And I'm not sure what stroke TV media is going to do. We will be able to monetize what we're doing and be able to help financially the stroke survivors out there and their families. But if you're in a position, if you're out there want to take a minute and invite all medical professionals, whatever, stroke oriented therapists, name it. Get a hold of me, email me, and let me know you want to come on my show because our Stroke TV's intention is to do more shows like this, more original content. Just so hitting on subjects that normally are not out there. And I want you to come on my podcast and be my guest. And we'll come talk. So email me, let me know. And again, if you want to be part of this thing about this video series, that I'll be working with the Brain Injuries Foundation called Bridging the Gap Project. If you'd like to sponsor it, if you'd like to be participants in it, please email me and let me know. Really important. Because I think there's something that is lacking out there in the stroke survivor community. And that's that time from when they release you from the hospital and drop you the front door to your spouse. And that is the ripple effect. That is who now isn't, that's never dealt with stroke survivor. But now they're supposed to take care of you. There's not enough awareness. So, in this Bridging the Gap project I'm working on, I want to give a video series that allows people to go from the hospital to the home. And now, what do you do? You're handed a stroke survivor spouse, no income. How do you navigate the disability? How do you navigate now going from making the good income to we under 20,000 under poverty level and financial? How do you survive? What are some recipes? What do you do as food? What do you do? I mean, there's so much. So if you want to be involved in this Bridging the Gap video series, please let me know. Email me and let me know you want to be involved. If you want to be a sponsor of Stroke of Genius podcast, let me know. We have monthly contracts, monthly agreements showing you that we will give you a branding, we will give you commercials if you choose to go for monthly. And I've had these global business celebrity Jeffrey Hazler put it together, help me put it together, some type of sponsorship program. Because I think there's a definite need out there. We're definitely out there, kind of floating out there, if you will, without the proper support. See, it's not just the stroke survivor gaining the abilities of moving their arms, talking normal, doing home therapy. There is so much more. And that, if you look, I'll show you, I'll put myself on camera so you can see this. Do you see? I'm going to show you. I'm going to talk. It's been not just the center ring, me as stroke survivor. We want to draw awareness and attention to the other lives around the stroke survivor that were impacted. How do we help them? How do we reach out to them? What do they need? Put in comments below this video what you need as maybe not stroke survivor, but I really want to hear what you need as the spouse, as a child of stroke survivor, what you need for support. Please put that in the comments on the bottom of this. Like this video, share it, please. Anybody that you think may need it. Like, subscribe, and share this video. You do. I'm just about as genuine and as real as I can. Something that global business celebrity Jeffrey Easlett taught me. He asked me in a video one time, not personally, but he asked me, do you want to be the most powerful person you can be? Well, of course. Learn to be yourself. Learn to be your authentic self. I want you to expect Stroke TV media to begin to ramp up our quality, ramp up our impact in the stroke survivor community. This podcast today can be a little shorter than normal, but I want to say thank you. Thank you for your supporting Stroke TV. Thank you for supporting your spouses. Thank you for being supportive of anybody has stroke. Again, if you want to be involved with my movement, contact me, email me. I thank you for your time. I'm going to cut it short, and thank you very much for your time. Set me on.